Hanging leg raises are a great core exercise for beginners and experts alike. They build strength in the hip flexors and also strengthen your hang from the horizontal bar. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to go from complete beginner to hanging leg raises. Alright, first things first, you want to learn how to hang properly. So you can see here that I'm hanging in a dead hang with my ears by my shoulders. What you want to do is activate your parascapular muscles into retraction and depression by pulling your shoulder blades together and down. I call this an active hang, and I recommend doing reps of it. So retract and depress, and then dead hang. Retract and depress, dead hang, and just repeat that over and over. Over time, you'll build up enough strength that you can retract and depress and hold this active position at the top, and that's the position you want to hold during the entire hanging leg raise. So the first progression we're going to do is hanging knee raises, and obviously you're going to need a pull-up bar. Now this can be a doorway pull-up bar like this one, or a freestanding pull-up bar like the one I built in my backyard. Hanging from your pull-up bar in an active hang, raise your bent legs so your knees come up to about hip height. Your thighs should be roughly parallel to the ground below you. The force for this movement should mainly be coming from your hip flexors, which are muscles deep within your pelvis as well as on the front of your thigh. Concentrate on repping these out in a slow and controlled manner, trying not to swing each time you raise your knees and lower them, and try to build up to 8 reps. Once you get to 8 reps on any of these exercises, you should be ready to move on to the next progression. Okay, there is what I call progression 1.5, and this is only for people who need the extra exercise in between progression 1 and 2 to build more strength. So raise up into a knee raise and then extend the legs straight and lower down slowly. This will allow you to do a negative half leg raise right there, which helps build strength to prepare you for progression 2. If you decide to use this progression, make sure you lower your legs down to the ground as slowly as possible in the second half of the movement. So here, when I extend at the knees, look how slow I lower down. I do that slow and controlled because that's where you build strength. Now for progression 2, half leg raises. So you're going to be doing about half of the movement that you'd be doing in a full leg raise. So you're going to be in an active hang with your scapula retracted and depressed, and you're going to raise your straight legs up halfway so that your legs are about parallel to the ground at the top of the movement. Again, try not to swing when you're doing this, and concentrate on slow and controlled movements building up to 8 reps, and then you're ready to move on. Okay, progression 3 is knees to chest, which is the full movement but in a tucked position. So you're going to do a knee raise, except this time your knees are going to come up basically to your chest. In fact, you might want to touch your chest at the top. Again, the challenge here is going to be to not swing, just like on the previous exercises, especially in this exercise because of how high you're raising your knees. Also, it's going to start challenging your flexibility. The best way I can explain this is the higher you raise your legs or knees, the more you want to tuck your pelvis forward. I'm kind of sticking my butt forward as I raise up. Again, build up to 8 reps, and then it's time for progression 3.5, of course. And this is just like the other half progression I showed you, where you're going to do a tuck and then extend the legs, right? So raise the knees up to the chest in a knees to chest, and then extend the legs and lower down as slow as possible. So this is essentially a hanging leg raise negative. And after working on those enough, you should be ready for the full hanging leg raise. So again, make sure you're activating your parascapular muscles in an active hang. So retracted and depressed for the shoulder blades. You're going to find that you lean back slightly and you raise those straight legs up all the way, toes to the bar. One thing you might notice when you first start doing these is that you have to use momentum. See here, I'm kind of putting my weight into it and swinging my legs up. That's fine in the beginning if you have to do that. Just concentrate on going slow as you practice so you can build up the strength for slower and more controlled reps like I'm doing here. And lastly, I want to point out that at the top of the movement, you can see that I'm leaning pretty far back. My back is actually close to parallel to the ground. Now, most people I've seen doing hanging leg raises do them like that, where they lean back. But if you want to not lean back and bring your legs up so that your thighs are touching your chest, you may want to work on your pike flexibility. Doing a simple forward fold stretch like this can help you gain the flexibility you need to bring your legs up to your chest and not lean back in the hanging leg raise. Concentrate on being able to touch your toes, as well as grab onto the backs of your legs like the calves and pull your chest down towards your thighs. Now, as you can see, I have a long ways to go in terms of pike flexibility. I haven't really been working on this too much, but one thing I do like doing is the same stretch, but sitting on the floor with my legs extended, heels flat on the floor, and I put a rubber band or a sweat towel around my toes and use that to help pull my torso down to my thighs. Alright, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you see the value in learning the hanging leg raise and how to get there. If you want to learn more about calisthenics-based home fitness and wholesome nutrition, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll put a button right up here where you can subscribe, and also there's the big red button down below. But either way, if you subscribe, make sure you tap that bell icon so it notifies you whenever I upload. Good luck, and I'll talk to you later.